What's going on, YouTube? Technically Gaming here. Today I'm in the office. I'm actually building my first gaming PC. So yeah, I got all the components here. I guess I can run through them real quick and I'll let you guys know. I already took this out of the box, so I'm just gonna show you guys the box. This is the case. It's an Apollo E2. It's got like the big fans on the front, and it's got RGB and everything like that. I found this on Amazon. I think it was 50 bucks, maybe 60. Can't remember exactly. So that's my case. I got a terabyte of NVMe storage from Kingston. This was about 50 bucks as well. I got some Corsair RAM. This is two 8 gig sticks, so 16 gigabytes, 3200 megahertz, DDR4. This was about 50 bucks as well. For my processor, I'm gonna be using the Intel Core i3 12100F. Heard a lot of good things about this, and I'm doing a budget build, so that's the processor I chose. For my motherboard, I'm running the MCI Pro H10MG Wi-Fi, and it's DDR4. And I bought this one. This was about $110. I think the processor was about $106 on Amazon. But this motherboard, it has Wi-Fi built in, so that's the reason I chose this one. And my power supply, I would show you guys. It's the Thermal Take. It's a 500 watt power supply. It's actually holding my phone up right now because I ain't put my phone on the mount yet, so I ain't gonna show you guys that. And then also my graphics card. I'm actually trying the new Intel Arc A750 as my graphics card because this is a budget build, and I wanted a new card. And I mean, I heard good things about the Arc. I also heard some bad things, but they've been updating the drivers and the performance has been getting better. So yeah, I wanted to test that card out. Unfortunately, that card hasn't arrived yet, so I'm just gonna start building this PC with, you know, the parts that I have, getting everything put in here, the motherboard and everything wired up, so that way when the card comes in, I can just slap it into the system, and I have a boot drive with Windows 11 already on it. So yeah, but yeah, that's just the intro, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch my camera over to the other view and get to it. Okay, so right now, I'm doing a voiceover because I had to cut a bunch out of this video. But yeah, right now I'm just assembling the motherboard. Just unboxed my DDR4. Just gonna slot these into the RAM slots that's on the board. It's only 2 of them, so it's kind of a simple way of putting it on there. It's not really nothing to it. It only could go on there one way, and you just gotta make sure that the tabs lock. So right now I'm just inspecting it, getting the second one put in right now. Easy peasy. And yeah, that's it for the RAM. All right, now I'm just opening up, you know, where our CPU goes. Now I gotta unbox the CPU. I mean, I was struggling with those scissors for a second. It actually took longer than what it actually seems like because I sped this video up. But yeah, so just looking over the, you know, CPU, trying to figure out how to open the box without ripping it. I don't even know why I was being so careful with it, but yeah. And right there, I was just looking at the thermal paste. Luckily, I didn't have to buy any. And yeah, go ahead and get this CPU unboxed. This is the Core i3 12th gen, so I must admit I was struggling to try to figure out which direction to put the, you know, CPU in. It took me a minute. I had to cut and edit it. I probably spent like 2 minutes looking because I couldn't see the arrow that shows you which direction it's supposed to be oriented in. But yeah, I got it in eventually. Now, one thing I don't really show on this video is this stock cooler. I was struggling to put it on there, to be honest, because I figured you would have to screw it on there, but really you just got to push it into place. So I kept doubling back, looking at the instructions to make sure I had it on there right, because I didn't see any way of, you know, tightening it down. But little did I know that it just needed force. You just push it on there and it locks itself in place. So right now I'm just inserting my, I'm prepping my NVMe drive. This is a 1 terabyte Kingston, I believe. But yeah, so that didn't take long at all. And now I'm moving over to my case. And the case, Now the case is another story. I definitely was struggling, just my bad. If you're looking right now, I got a little FaceTime call while I was recording this video. Anyways, moving forward, I wanted to open up the backside to, check over my wiring and stuff, and that way I could put my power supply in, because it only could go in on the backside of this case. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I was just going to get the I/O shield in place really quick, and this I wouldn't say I was struggling to put the I/O shield in, but certain parts weren't really like locking into place like I wanted to. So I got my screwdriver and I just used it to push it on there. And the reason I use my screwdriver is because I didn't want to cut myself. I've seen plenty of videos of people cutting themselves with the I/O shield. And yeah, back to what I was saying with the struggling with this case. Right here, I was putting the motherboard in place. Now I could probably edit it out about 20 minutes of me fighting with this motherboard. Now I can't really blame the motherboard, but the screws that came with it, there were 2 different sizes and a few extra standoffs. What I kept doing is I didn't realize I was using the wrong screws for the motherboard, so it wasn't locking into place, so the motherboard kept feeling loose. And I ended up cross-threading and stripping about 3 standoffs, so I had to add some new ones in there. And I honestly didn't put as many screws as I would like in there, but I almost kind of ruined the case because I was using the wrong screw size. Screws were too long and they were just like stripping out the standoffs. But eventually I got enough in there to where it held the motherboard in place nice and secure. So yeah, that was, the dilemma I had with that for a second. But moving on past that, I'm just making sure I got everything set into place. And yeah, tightening down a few remaining screws. But like I said, this actually took about, I would have to say at least about 20-30 minutes. I was really struggling. This was the most aggravating part of me building my PC for the first time. Just understanding the right screws and not stripping anything. But eventually I did get it, situated, and yeah, my motherboard is in place. It's held in nice and tight. I will say if I wanted to upgrade anything, I probably would have to buy another case eventually, which is the least of my worries because the case was probably the cheapest item outside of the power supply that I bought. But yeah, I didn't realize I was still gonna be fastening down this motherboard. I actually think I removed it at this point. Yep. And that's when I realized that some of the standoffs were like getting stripped. So yeah, I ended up readjusting it and changing out the screws at this point. And yeah, it ended up working out for the better, because if I didn't, I just gave the thumbs up to see that it was actually working. If I didn't stop while I was ahead, while I was, fastening the screws in place, I probably would have messed something up. But yeah, I mean, it's trial and error. This is my first build, and eventually, I got it together. Now, my biggest concern is that's me showing you guys the stripped standoffs and screws that I messed up on originally. But yeah, now it's in place. And right here is the power supply. This is just a cheap little Thermaltake power supply. This is a budget build, and I figured 500 watts was enough power. It's not the most, I guess you could say, most trusted power supply. I probably could have got something a little bit more affordable, but I was trying to keep myself at a certain budget. But I seen a few budget builds with this exact power supply, so I figured I'd be okay with it. It really wasn't nothing, no negative reviews on it. I mean, it is what it is. You kind of get what you pay for. It's got the, the ketchup and mustard cords, and I guess I didn't really need all of them, so maybe a modular power supply in the future would be a better, alternative to this. Probably something with a little bit more power, just in case I want to upgrade my GPU or something like that. But for what I got here, this budget build and the components I'm actually using, this is more than enough power. Right now I'm just screwing everything into place, getting it locked in, which was very simple. It was kind of self-explanatory. And this probably was the simplest the simplest thing I had to do was putting the power supply in the right place. But yeah, I mean, it's taking me a little long. I probably should have had a little faster clip of this, but I guess I didn't speed it up like I thought I did. Now I'm just assembling all my cables. I think I cut a few edits. I mean, I edited out a little bit of the, you know, the cable management and everything. But that's just me hooking up my CPU power cable, and yeah, now I just got to do a little bit of cable management. I didn't really have anything else to hook up. I just had to hook up like a SATA cable, I believe, to my I think it was for my RGB and stuff like that, and then, you know, USB 3.0 and stuff like that had to be hooked up still, and, you know, just the front IO, and that was about it. Okay, so change of plans. I know I said I was gonna be using an Intel Arc GPU, but the graphics card was taking a little too long to get in, and this one had next day delivery on Amazon, which, I mean, I seen comparisons of it, and it's got about the same performance, and it was literally about the same price. Maybe the Arc was a few dollars cheaper because I found it on a certain sale, I guess. But that one's still coming in. I'm not sure. I tried to cancel it just in case I like this one. But if it comes in, then I'll give it a fair shot. I'll try it out. But I'm gonna be trying this one today, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one into the PC and hopefully get everything set up finally. And I got a monitor right here. This is just a little backup monitor I had in the closet. And yeah, we're gonna go see if my build is actually built for real. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to that. All right, so I got everything plugged up. I see that everything is spinning. Now I just need to see if I can get a boot, a post on my. Okay, so I got everything plugged in. Everything seems to be working. I'm just not getting a pulse. Plug that in. See if I get a pulse this time. Oh, got a pulse. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I definitely got a pulse that time. So the DisplayPort wasn't the problem. It was just not pushed in all the way, I'm assuming. All right. Wow. I actually did it. Alrighty, let's see. All right, let me go ahead and log this in and try using this. Okay. English. Install now. Okay. Let's go. And there you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up and we're good to go. Let me go ahead and slap this panel on there. Oh, actually, I gotta put this on the side real quick. So, jumping back in for a quick update. I know I might have said that I got a different GPU because I was waiting on the original one that I ordered to come in, and it was kind of taking forever. So I ended up buying a Radeon RX 6600. And I ran that for a few days and I liked it. It was a pretty good card, but I ended up still receiving the Intel card, which is right here. Well, I mean, kind of right here. This is the Intel Arc A750. This is just the box. Actually, if you can get over here real quick, let me open this up for you. But yeah, so I have it installed, as you can see. I'm not sure how, oh, sorry. If I can get you in there so you can see it. It's glowing right there. But yeah, and I got my little Funko Pop. But yeah, so I ended up switching to the Arc card. I know I was supposed to use that originally anyways, but yeah, so I tried out the Radeon. I liked it, but I ended up going with the Arc because from what I've seen, it had better 1440p gaming, which my monitor right here is a Pixio I think it's it's either 144 hertz or 165 hertz Pixel 1440p monitor. So I ended up switching for that reason, and for the reason that I liked it that the Arc had the Arc card had just a lot of different features that, you know, the Radeon just didn't offer. Like you can stream and everything built directly into the card. I liked it that, so I ended up sticking with that. So yeah, just a quick update. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm currently sitting at my PC. It's been a few days since the last little clip. I'm in the Arc Control Center, and I like the fact that you can just go on here and it shows you the driver updates. So I'm about to check for updates right now because I believe it's a new driver that's out that I just got a notification on when I logged onto my computer. It says new drivers available. I'm gonna go ahead and install these, and yeah, that'll be it. And thank you guys for watching. Like I said, this is a $650 build. With taxes, it was $701. Very affordable. And then I have a few like budget, I wouldn't say budget, but I got some good deals on some of the, you know, peripherals that I have outside of the monitor. This is just a $20 Logitech mouse with RGB. I have a Razer keyboard that's usually about an $80 keyboard. I found it at GameStop for $40, and at the time they were running like 50% off clearance items. So yeah, very good deal on this. So with peripherals, I probably got $690 invested into this. So very affordable setup. Hopefully you guys could probably mimic this or make a few alterations to it. But yeah, very capable machine. And yeah, just wanted to take you guys on a journey with me while I built it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.